Hi guys, how we doing? I trust we're growing. I trust we're developing ourselves. I trust we're putting into practice everything I give to you guys every week. Today I want to talk on transitioning as a leader. Okay, oftentimes people say when transitioning as a leader, that is when you're leaving that leadership position, when you're handing over to someone. They say for you to be called a successful leader, you have to have a successor. All right, but today I want to go a little bit extra. Okay, now you see, it's not all about having a successor. All right, for you to be called a successful leader, you have to have a successful successor. All right, now let me explain it before you start asking questions. Okay, now the thing is, everyone wants their legacy to live on. Okay, they want their legacy to live long, but the thing is, the person that will replace you in that leadership position will play a major role in determining if your legacy will live long or not. Okay, so when you leave a position, someone has to be replaced. Rather, someone has to replace you in that position and sustain everything you have built. Okay, so when I leave a certain position, I need to know that the person who will replace me is capable of delivering more than I have delivered. Okay, so what am I trying to say? As a leader, you need to replace yourself with someone who is capable of delivering more than what you have delivered. So when you're leaving a certain position, ensure that you put in someone who is capable of delivering more than what you have delivered. Okay, now we see this in the life of Jesus. Okay, I want to use Jesus as a case study. When Jesus was on earth, we saw that he trained 12 disciples. He was able to put them through. Okay, so as a leader, just like Jesus did, ensure you put that leader who is going to replace you through before he replaces you. Okay, so that means you have to constantly train the person. You have to constantly put the person through everything he or she will be doing when you leave and when the person replaces you. Okay, we also see something. See, now Jesus didn't leave the disciples to themselves. He gave them the Holy Spirit to what? To continue teaching them all things. Now, what are you meant to do as a leader when you leave that position? In as much as you're going to intentionally groom that particular leader, you also need to consistently go back to the leader, put him through some things, make yourself open for that leader to be able to run to you whenever he or she is facing an issue. Okay, so make sure you don't just leave the person there. When the person replaces you, ensure that you keep checking on the person. Okay, now let me tell you this. You see, most times people tend to say, this leader wants to replace himself with somebody because he wants to remain in authority there in a way or the other. But you see, it's not always like that. Most times, great leaders do not want their legacy to fade away. They do not want what they have suffered, permit me to use the word suffer, to build, fade away. So that's why they intentionally replace themselves with someone who they know is capable all right, of delivering that result and even exceeding what he or she has done. Okay, I remember when I heard I was going to be transferred in church, that's for a leadership IT, all right, and what I did was I intentionally picked one of my sons. I call them my children, okay. I intentionally picked one of them and started grooming him, all right, to be able to replace me when I leave for that training. Now the guy is there, all right, he's doing great because I was able to groom him by God's grace. And I didn't just leave him there. I still call him. After this vlog, I'm still going to call him to ask him if he has done some particular things, all right, so that he will be successful in that position. So it's not just about having a successor, all right, it's about having a successful successor, all right. I hope we understand. So in a nutshell, remember, in transitioning as a leader, it is not all about having a successor. It is about having a successful successor. All right. So you have to intentionally groom someone who will replace you when you leave. And also keep following the person up when you leave, so that the person would be able to exceed what you have achieved. Okay, most times people say, I don't want to put someone who is good so that he won't exceed what I have done. But let me tell you, there's no greater joy than seeing your legacy being sustained by another person who replaced you in that position. There's no greater joy than seeing someone doing better than a position you filled. All right, there's no greater joy than that. So let us intentionally groom someone who will replace us when we leave. Of course, we are going greater and greater and greater. Our lights will keep shining brighter and brighter till the perfect day. So as we're leaving a position to a higher position, let us groom someone who will replace us in that position we will leave. And let us keep following the person up so that the person will be a success. Because that person is in one way or the other representing you. I hope we understand what I'm saying. I trust we understand, because I've tried to make it as easy to understand as possible. Okay? Now, I would round off with this. Like I said earlier, remember that Jesus trained his 12 disciples before he left. And when they replaced him, he gave them the Holy Spirit to direct them, to teach them all things. So as a leader, ensure that you groom someone who will replace you when you leave to a higher position. And also keep in touch with that leader so that the person will eventually be successful. Okay? And trust God. Also keep praying for the leader, whether at the office, in church, wherever you find yourself. Keep praying for the leader. Okay? Finally, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram at Kingsley_D_I. Don't forget, please send me a friend request on Facebook. My name is Onohasi Kingsley. Okay? Yeah, guys, until I come your way next time. It's always awesome to be here. But until I come your way next time, bro, sis, remember, dominate and influence your world. God will help us. Safe.